Hello, Impactful Journey family. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back. Now, today I am going to be talking. Sorry, if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my notes. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about musicians. Okay. We're going to be talking about how you can build your personal brand as a musician. I am going to be talking specifically to gospel musicians, but this really applies to any and everyone. Right. A personal brand is basically how people perceive you, your story, your voice, your reputation. For a musician, your brand is more than your talent. It's your story, your values, and the experience you create for your audience. The number one step is to define your core message. What is your why? What do people know you for? Number two, show your expertise. Use your years of experience to position yourself as an authority in your field. Number three, visual identity. From your logo to your social media presence, create a cohesive look across all your social media platforms and that reflects your personality and style. Now to the juicier part, which is monetizing your expertise. I am excited about this because if I haven't said it before, I am married to a musician, so I know these things I'm talking to you guys about. I understand them, okay? Because being married to one, I live with him on a daily basis, and I see the struggles and the things that as musicians you could do better to live a better life. Let's start by saying that the reason I'm doing this is just so that you don't have to be chasing after gigs, because that's what I see happening in this field. When you're a musician, you just want to play. Depending on how much you love it, for some people it's just a hobby. For some people it's their bread and butter. For some people is fun. For some people it's their livelihood. And they invest a lot of time and effort into it. So they want to be doing the biggest gigs. They want to be the dream of the average musician, of every musician really, I would say, is to be on the biggest platforms, on the biggest stages, doing the biggest gigs, playing for the biggest artist, right? Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. 5 ways of monetizing your expertise. The number one is educational content. What do I mean by educational content? What you could do is to create YouTube videos, standard, create YouTube videos, create online courses or ebooks teaching people how to play. I know it doesn't sound as exciting, but another angle you can see this is that as you're creating YouTube videos, let me start with YouTube. As you're creating YouTube videos, you are also exposing yourself to a crowd that you might not naturally come across. And by creating YouTube videos, you might get in front of eyes that under normal circumstances you would never, come across. Like there's people that you might never meet, but through YouTube videos, through you sharing how to play a certain chord, how to relate to, how to build a band, how to gel as a band, all those kind of things. As you're doing that, and as you are establishing your presence on YouTube, you never know who you're going to meet. So you might be telling me, oh, but I just want to play. By doing that, you might actually find your next biggest gig, because you're actually going to get in front of the producer of, I don't want to mention names, but you know what I mean. Right. So that's that. And then create online courses. What do I mean by online courses? Just put your knowledge on video. Put your knowledge on video the same way you do with YouTube. This is going to be a lot more curated, and you can charge some money for it. You can have it on platforms that allow you create memberships and charge some money for it. People get access to your knowledge without you necessarily having to trade your time for money, which is why I am doing this video. Because by doing by doing gigs, you're really just trading your time for money. And as you grow older, it becomes a lot more difficult. Sometimes you just want to spend more time with family. Sometimes you're just tired. You just want to chill. You just want to have a lie in. But because maybe you've got bills to pay and um, you've got no passive income, you're forced to have to do the gigs. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, because I feel your pain. Okay. Right. So I'm still on educational content. Ebooks. You can create an ebook. An ebook could be anything to do with, again, teaching, another way of teaching, or you could actually write a book about if you've been in music for some time, if you've had, substantial experience in music and you've done quite a few things, you can actually write a book. You can write a book about your experiences and the struggles and the things the musicians go through, because all of that can help, can help somebody else. It can help the next generation. What you need to understand is that as much as this is a way of you making passive income, it's you helping. Just have this in your mind. Don't just think about, I'm doing this for money. Yes, it's for the money because you need money to survive. You need money to do 99% of the things in this world. However, it's mainly to give back. But, your experiences, your knowledge, they cost money. They cost money. You can give things for free, absolutely. But to have another source of income, you could write a book or an ebook, whichever one you think is best for you, and share your knowledge. And that becomes passive income. Right, let me not go too ahead of myself. Number 2 is consulting. Consulting is offering your services as a music director to help artists or churches improve their performances. This, I've seen someone, I know a few people that do this, and I don't personally know how lucrative this can be, but this is definitely a way of giving back. It's a way of you going into organizations, going into churches and helping with putting together their sound, helping putting together their band, helping their worship team, helping the music ministry become better. You know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to go too much into detail with that. Licensing. With licensing, you record and license your music for use in videos, films, or commercials. I know that there's a lot of issues when it comes to licensing and it comes to using people's music on YouTube videos like the one I'm making. And I know that's quite lucrative. So if you're a producer, that's also too something that you can look into. And you don't have to constantly make new music, because that one piece of music that you've made, or the 5 tracks or the 6 or the 10 tracks that you've made, are going to continually give you money because people are going to be using it. And the catchier it is, the more it will be used. Okay? Right. Merchandise. So point number 4 is merchandise. You can sell branded items like t-shirts, your own music albums. I know a few musicians that have become artists. You can sell your own music albums, t-shirts. You might say, who would want to wear a t-shirt with my name on it? But trust me, when people recognize your brand and they relate to your brand, they are going to want to be part of your brand. So when you release things like caps, t-shirts, things that, musicians use on a daily basis, I don't know, hoodies, bomber jackets, the possibilities are endless. Okay. Point number 5 is memberships. So create a subscription-based community where members get exclusive content, live Q&As, a bit like what you can do with Instagram. Social media is your stage, and every post is a performance. But it's not just about that. It's about building a community, because out of this community is where you're actually going to be making your passive income. Content pillars: post behind the scenes, educational videos, live stories, lessons that you've learned, all of that, everything that makes you the musician that you are. Engagement, respond to every comment, be there for your community, be there for your audience, be there for the people that take the time to watch your videos, to listen to you, be there for them, because that's what is ultimately going to create a strong community. Collaboration, partner with other musicians, other brands, music brands, musicians. This can help. It can help expand your reach. And also remember that in this, no, it's not just in this world, consistency is key. As I'm talking to myself too. Consistency is key. If we are going to see any results with this, is by being consistent. Creating passive income. The passive income is the dream, right? It's about creating money while you sleep. For musicians, it could look something like this. Like I mentioned before, online courses, teach what you know. With online courses, you teach what you know. Is it musical arrangement, vocal arrangement, whatever field that you're in, whichever angle that you're going to be taking this from, use your expertise to create online courses, because trust me, people are still buying online courses. And I can't stress this enough. You need to get to the point where you're not trading your time for money. You need to get to the point where you can make money and people can have access to you without you being there physically. Because it's also too draining. Because imagine that you've got a massive reach. Are you going to be talking to people 24/7? It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. You might have family, you might have hobbies, you might have things that you want to do. So create online courses that is going to allow people to have access to you and your knowledge without you being physically there. Make sense? Digital products. Sell downloadable sheet music, track stems, or music production template. The next point is YouTube revenue. You can create a YouTube channel, and on this YouTube channel, you share behind the scenes, you share stories, inspirational stories, educational content, all of that stuff, and you monetize your channel. You monetize through ads and sponsorships. The possibilities are endless. How do you position yourself for speaking engagements? Once you build your personal brand, speaking engagements and consulting opportunities are going to come naturally. They're just going to flow naturally. But how do you position yourself? You have to make sure that you've got a portfolio. And how do you do that? By creating a website. Have a website where you can put all your work, everything you've done so far up until that point, and it's something that you keep updating, because as you keep growing, more things get added to your portfolio. You keep updating it, you keep it up to date. So when people are looking for you, you don't necessarily even have to send out anything. They just have to look you up and they will find everything they need. Overcoming challenges. Let's be real. Building a personal brand is not easy, but I am telling you that you've been doing it. You've been doing it. So it's not something that you're going to be starting from scratch. You've been doing it by posting on your Instagram, because I know that most musicians use Instagram right now. You've been doing it by posting on your Instagram, showing up on your stories. You've been doing it. You just need to, sharpen it a little bit and just position yourself properly. In everything, just remember to stay true to yourself, stay true to yourself, and stay true to your why. Celebrate small wins and keep learning. So celebrate your wins and keep learning. Keep learning, keep learning. Because I know that most musicians don't like to read. The only thing that you like to read is music sheet, and that's it. Shade. Sorry, I said it. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I didn't say all musicians, so please, I beg, before you come and beat me. I didn't say all musicians. I said most musicians don't like to read. That's the truth. Okay? Most musicians don't like to read. If you like visual, they're more visual than, telling you to sit down and take a book and read. It's a massive hassle. But anyway, we're changing, aren't we? So yeah, you're reading. And now you don't even have to pick up a book, physical book, Audible. You can just listen to the book, isn't it? But yeah, all of this drama is just to tell you to keep reading, keep updating yourself. As human beings, we are evolving beings, okay? We are constantly evolving. So don't put a cap to your evolution. Don't keep a cap to your growing. Don't put a cap to your growing. Keep growing. Find yourself mentors. Find yourself inspirational books that will help you advance in what it is that you're doing, and keep bettering yourself, if that's even a word. And last but not least, one thing I want to say from the depths of my heart is that you shouldn't feel like there's loads of musicians out there. So, who's going to want to listen to me? Who's going to want to work with me? Because the truth of the matter is that didn't stop you when you first discovered your love for music. You still pursued your love for music, and you were still pushing to get on stages. You're still pushing to get gigs. The same way somebody gave you a chance, and now you're watching this video because you're most likely in that position to actually become what it is that I'm talking about right now. It's because you gave yourself a chance and somebody gave you a chance. That means that there is a market for you. There's how many billions of people in this world? You mean to tell me that there's nobody out there that wants to hear from you? You mean to tell me that there's nobody out there that is willing to pay you money for the knowledge that you have acquired in these years of musicianship? Come on. Come on. I know that it's on the inside of you. I know it's there. It's just about you believing that as you're stepping into this new thing, you're just going to become a better version of yourself. No, let me say something. You doing this is not going to take away from your gigs. If you still want to be gigging, you can 1000% do that. But this is going to allow you the chance to choose, to pick and choose which gigs to do and which ones not to do. Make sense? And another thing I also wanted to mention is that what I have noticed as a musician's wife is that musicians go through a lot, okay? Musicians go through a lot mentally, physically, the whole shebang. Mentally, physically, financially. And what is really missing out there is a real sense of community, a real platform, real platforms, because one platform cannot do it all. Real platforms that bring musicians together and equip, sharpen musician mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, mainly financially and emotionally, because the mental health struggles that you guys go through, I cannot begin to tell you. I don't even know where to start from. It would be amazing to have a podcast, and this is me now giving an idea to somebody out there. It would be amazing to have a podcast where you're sharing amongst yourself. Seasoned musicians are talking to themselves or musicians that are up and coming about the struggles of finding gigs, the struggles of getting to a gig and feeling like you're not appreciated, the struggles of never feeling like you're enough, the struggles of being a musician and having a family, the struggles of finding a partner that would really understand the calling and the purpose on your life. It's a struggle. So if you're a musician out there and you're able to articulate yourself in such a way that you can bring together musicians and put in place resources that are going to help the world of musicians at large, please do it. Don't sit on it. Please do it. Because now more than ever, you are needed. So aside from personal brand and all of this stuff, musicians are going through real stuff that they most times find hard to articulate. So if there's somebody out there that's listening to me right now and you know that you can do something about this, step up, please. And please do something. Because there's loads of people that are waiting for your yes. There's loads of people that are waiting for you to step up in faith, step out in faith and help, reach out your hand and be like, hey, bro, I'm here to help you. Hey, sis, I'm here to help you. Let's do this thing together, because together we stand stronger, isn't it? I was trying to read, but I didn't get that right. You got the gist, Sha. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my channel. I hope what I shared was insightful, and I'll see you in the next one. But before you go, remember that you, my friend, were made for more. Let's make an impact together. Bye.